Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We have a lot to talk about. Oh my gosh, so many things have happened in these last couple of days. We have boyfriend allegations that Erica immediately responded to in under 10 hours. She made sure to deny that. Out of all the things going on in this world around her name, she chose to come out and immediately address the nation to let everybody know she ain't got a sneaky link. So we got boyfriend allegations. We have a bomb threat. Somebody actually was arrested for threatening to, do something to Erica online, something like that. And it's very interesting because that's what we thought was going to happen at UGA. So very odd that they were able to do it this time, but in UGA there was no arrest made, nothing said. She's just able to lie about a threat. Whatever. I digress. And last but not least, we have Blake versus Candace Owens, a complete bloodbath happening on X, probably as we speak. And we're going to hit on that because that is absolutely crazy. When I thought it was going to be, when I described or in my thought process, when I said, oh, somebody's going back and forth, things are trending. I wasn't expecting Blake and Candace, but I guess, wow. Why am I shocked? Blake is really, truly a whole female. He really is. He's the only person that constantly goes back and forth with Candace. So we got a lot to talk about. So make sure you grab your snacks, whatever it is, and let's just get to it. First and foremost, make sure you guys hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button. We're on the road to 22K. I appreciate all the support along the way. I know we've been doing collabs. We have another one coming up, so we haven't really been able to do episodes, but we will be back to it. I love doing these collabs and just bringing the community together to fight for truth and talk about all this stuff because we will not let it go. So we will be back to episodes very soon, probably within the next couple of days. But I appreciate y'all that have been tuning in to the collabs and all of that stuff. Thank you for supporting. If you're new to the channel, if you don't know what this is behind me, it is clearly a map, obviously, but drop your state on where you're listening from, where you're representing, so I can put a pin up there for you. You see, we are international, right? So I appreciate all the support. We have crossed the entire globe. So everybody is coming together listening to this platform, and I can't do nothing else but appreciate y'all for doing that. So drop your state if you're new. If you feel like you can't see your country or your state, I know it's very small. Even if you feel like it's already there, just drop your state so I could just make sure. I appreciate y'all. But without further ado, I think we should start with let's see, boyfriend allegations, because that was absolutely insane. I didn't expect to see this coming. So for the ones that don't know, Project Constitution dropped some news, a huge bomb on the internet the other day. And it was basically, he brought forward a source. I'm pulling it up. He brought forward a source claiming that a friend of theirs, saw Erika Kirk at some party or something, all lovey-dovey, basically with a little sneaky link. That's what it was, a little boyfriend. And Project Constitution brought this woman forward, and she pretty much told everybody what she saw. And by word, it was literally, she said, Erika Kirk, blah, blah, all this other stuff. Personally, I'm not really interested in all of that. I don't really care. I'm not, taking or downplaying the work that Project Constitution has done. If he's going down that path, that's on him. I personally don't care about all the other stuff for real. So when I saw it, I immediately was like, we'll see. Right? That's kind of what I do with everything. We'll see. And I just kept it pushing. But what was strange is that this was dropped at 3 in the morning, right? 3 in the morning, confirmed Erika Kirk has a new boyfriend is the title of Project Constitution's post. And at 3 in the morning, he dropped this bomb and all this stuff, right? And you can see it right here. It's been community noted because we're gonna get to it, but he has a source up here talking to that they saw Erika at some party with a guy named Blake Wynn. So I didn't really think anything of it. I just said, oh, interesting, right? And kept it pushing because again, I'm not really somebody I don't engage in all of that. However, Less than 10 hours later, we get a response from Erika Kirk about these boyfriend allegations. And that's when I sat back and wondered, like, that was very strange. She responded. She responded and quickly denied it. And her response is right here. Every single word here is a lie. Look at the time stamp also. 12:48 p.m. is when she responded. Project Constitution dropped this at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I've never seen her respond this fast. She responded with every single word here is a lie. Charlie's love will last me a lifetime. The Lord is the only one who can ever fill that most painful void. I'm sorry. First off, the only reason I chuckle is because people do remarry after somebody dies. Like it's not, that's why I chuckle because I'm like, it's not the end of the world if she were to remarry, but I know she has to hold this image of the widow. She has to hold that title. So she's probably going to take it to the grave that I never touched another person since Charlie, whatever. But that's that's why I chuckle because oh man. On May 14th, I was home in Arizona celebrating my son's second birthday. Blake, who is about to be engaged to his long-time GF, was a dear friend of my husband's, and I am grateful for his continued support, just like hundreds of others. Now, why are we getting an alibi to deny these boyfriend allegations? An alibi? I was at home with my kids on May 14th. Which kids? I think that's a serious question. Which kids? However, we're getting an alibi. You know how many alibis we're waiting on with much more serious allegations on the accusations on the line, right? Like her whereabouts on September 8th. We're waiting on alibis for things like that. And she goes, ghost, crickets. She tried to provide one, but it was fake children. But now we're getting alibis for boyfriend allegations, and you respond within 10 hours? I thought that was the strangest thing. I said, why? She's so quick. First off, I don't even think she wrote this. But secondly, I was like, she was so quick to provide an alibi for this. That's when I started to get very interested in this story. It wasn't the initial breaking of Project Constitution saying what he said and bringing that girl forward. It was the immediate, timely response denying the claim. That's when I was like, whoa, that was fast. That was fast. And I know some people out there like, oh man, she's damned if she do, she's damned if she don't. If she reply, it's not good enough. If she don't reply, it's the silence is loud. And yeah, there are situations where there's a lose-lose, it's a lose-lose situation. It happens. In this situation, replying within 9 hours, under 10 hours, I think. It was definitely not 12, under 10 hours. Replying under 10 hours is very strange. So boyfriend allegations, yes, very strange. Secondly, what my TikTok family peeped before I even peeped is the fact that she said Blake, who's the guy that she's accused of being boyfriend and girlfriend with, Blake, who was about to be engaged to his longtime GF. Did she just spoil the engagement? What sense does that make? I feel like women know. Women was the first ones to clock it and tell me. So I know women peeped. So as a woman, how does she not realize that's why a man had to type this or something? I just refuse to believe a woman wouldn't think, hey, that's not a good idea. A man, it for sure went over my head. I'd be the first to admit. But for her to sit there and say he's about to get engaged, he's about to propose to his long-term GF, why would you say that on the internet? What? So that was strange too, because it was information that, to be honest, was completely unnecessary. Unnecessary to tell us that he was about to propose to his GF, and just unnecessary in general to even provide an alibi. So I was like, okay, unnecessary alibi. And I mean, you guess you can say it was necessary, but either way, this doesn't even prove anything. She's just denying it. And again, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm just simply stating what it is to debunk something. You can't just come on the internet and just say, I wasn't there. This is where I was on this day. Yeah, that's cool, but you have to show the proof. You can't just say something. Show me something, especially when it says I was with my kids on May 14th. Or she says, I was at home in Arizona celebrating my son's second birthday. So somebody else could back her. But again, an alibi for something like this blew my mind. Then she says, your deranged obsession with me and blatant disregard for any form of truth whatsoever is deeply disturbing, and I am praying you get the help you so clearly need. Brush off the Dorito dust and go touch grass. That was 1000% Andrew Colvett. Andrew Colvett or Blake Neff. What was this High School Musical? These corny lines, brush off the Dorito dust and go touch grass. I mean, this is like middle school drama. I love reporting on it because I'm not in it. It's very entertaining because I'm like, man, these people like aren't real. But that's what she said. Brush off the Dorito dust and go touch grass. Now, the only reason I was interested in this entire story is because of her timely response. You lied about Charlie's Superman neck, right? You lied on the surgeon. You didn't come out and address that at all. You didn't come out to clear the air, tell us what's going on, clear the confusion. Nothing. Crickets. AI Charlie. You walked out to AI Charlie in December. Everybody knows it's fake. You haven't said a word. Crickets. These fake Club America chapters, right? I'm at 86 right now. 86 fake Club America chapters. I called 3 today. Go check it out on X or TikTok. The video is up. Ghost chapters. They don't exist. No response. And people are calling her out on it. No response. She doesn't come out and say anything at all. The fake kids, no response. But this is what you choose to come out and respond to in under 10 hours? Is boyfriend allegations? That's when I was like, well, I'm more interested now. Because why did you want to I need to address the nation over this. I do not have a boyfriend. Okay, but I think that it's more serious things like where were you 2 days before your husband died? Because somebody's accusing you of being at a place which could kind of tie you into plotting your husband's death. Okay, so can you please debunk that? Share your whereabouts. She shared her whereabouts and then she lied about that. Okay, so that's far more serious. Far more serious than boyfriend. You can have a sneaky link. I don't care. Here for me. Times are tough. Your husband's gone. I don't really. It's not an expectation for you to never find love again. But I know she's gonna put on that persona, like I held it down and I would never touch another man ever again in my entire life for the next 35 years. All because of my Charlie. Been married for 4 years, right? And it's a long time. I'm not trying to downplay that at all or minimize that at all. But bro, you have 40 more years of life. 40 more years of life if you make it to the average. And you don't have to put on this front as if there's no man in this world that can fill the void. And I'm not talking about right now, but we don't have to pretend like getting a new boyfriend or whatever is the worst thing in the world. Okay. But I just thought that was odd. Then the guy that she was being accused of being with, Blake Wynn, never heard of the guy. But this guy is who Project Constitution source. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, this guy, my camera's tripping. Sorry if it cut. This guy is the person that Project Constitution source said that they saw Erika with. The guy name is Blake Wynn. Now, what was strange about Blake Wynn that really made my ears perk is the fact that if you look on his ex, If you look on his ex, his last post or any type of X activity was August 22nd, 2025. And the next time he said something was, or did any type of, there was any activity, was a repost of Erika responding to Project Constitution, denying the boyfriend allegations. So he was gone from August to literally the minute Erika responded. Now he's back active. Now he's retweeting or laughing and talking about brush off the Dorito dust and go touch grass. Now he's all active and laughing and reposting every day. Now all of a sudden he's back. Then he says right here, Blake Wynn here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news to the cesspool of bots and X users that spend their entire day making things up under the guise of journalism, but I am not dating Erika Kurt. That's what made me interested in it, because I was like, I don't believe in coincidences. I thought that was very, very strange. Boyfriend allegations, honestly, just keep it pushing, bro. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. I know somebody's gonna say again, she's damned if she do, she's damned if she don't. I feel you, but that does not help your case by coming out in less than 12 hours, right? Give it a day. You replied to Project Constitution within 12 hours. And I'm not minimizing him. I'm just talking about as far as levels of, how many followers Erika has, the attention, right? Statuses. She responded to Project Constitution within 10 hours, denying boyfriend allegations. And then the person that you're accused with breaks his silence from X. And the first thing he talks about is denying the boyfriend allegations. That's weird, bro. That's weird. That does not help the case. That's what, in this situation, don't reply. Or if you're going to reply, please don't time it up like this. That's crazy. Now, I don't know what's going to finish with that again. I just think that there's bigger things to this story, which is, how about respond to the things that matter? Charlie's supporting fan base, all of his supporters, all of his fans, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has a lot of questions, right? Even when it came to Thomas Massey, she never said a word about Thomas Massey. But every other political figure, she wants to come out and say, Charlie would love this person. She said that today about somebody. Charlie would like this person, that person. But when it came to Thomas Massey, she was dead quiet. Crickets. Anything that Charlie stands on, she's crickets about. When it comes to the war, she had nothing to say. Matter of fact, she said, I don't know what my husband would say when somebody snuck that video in. We wouldn't even have that if somebody didn't sneak the video in. We would have not known what she thought about the Iran war, or her words and her all of that. We would have not have known. Luckily, somebody snuck a video in and got her on camera saying, I don't know what Charlie would say, which is crazy. But anytime it's other stuff that benefits her and Turning Point USA and the agenda, oh, she knows what Charlie would say then. Every time. So if you're going to reply to something, Erika, reply to something relevant. I think that's the main thing. And if you're going to provide an alibi for boyfriend allegations, you can provide an accurate alibi for all of these other more serious accusations. Very weird, very weird. Now, the bomb threat. There was somebody that I don't even know if it was truly a bomb threat, but somebody threatened Erika and was arrested for it. And you can see the article right here. Turning Point USA takes all threats seriously, and we work closely with law enforcement at all levels to respond to and resolve any threats. We are grateful to the San Antonio Police Department and FBI for their rapid response and arrest of the individual making these threats. The safety of our attendees, speakers, and staff is always our top priority. All TPUSA events include enhanced multi-layered security measures that are enforced by both private security and local police. We refuse to let threats silence us. We look forward to successful An inspiring gathering, June 5th through the 7th in San Antonio for 2,500 plus ladies attending the Women's Leadership Summit. Now, I mean, we can sit here and dissect and break down this entire thing too, because are they all just now taking security measures serious? Because I can think of Charlie Kirk. It didn't happen for him, and he actually warned everybody that his life was in danger. But whatever. Another thing is, where was this for the UGA event? Oh, somebody's threatening her. She couldn't make the UGA event. So what happened to that? That's why everybody knows it's fake, because this is what's supposed to happen if a true threat is going on. If you are truly at risk. That's how we know the UGA event was capped and she was not being threatened, which is crazy because, again, this is another thing that y'all just let this woman get away with. She get away with anything. Why is she getting away with lying about that? Then on top of that, Andrew Colvett, JD Vance, all these people come on stage and then yell at us, talking about, like, all this other random stuff. Why would y'all do that? Where's this world going to? Nobody threatened her. What are you talking about? Nobody threatened her. And you sit here coming up with this whole thing, blaming invisible people. Nobody threatened that lady. But y'all let her get away with anything. But this was about an event that's coming up in June, Leadership Summit. And so I'm like, okay, this is down the road. Let's read a little bit on the article. Matter of fact, I don't want to, because I can tell you right now, it's very interesting. But this is the guy right here. You got to be kidding me. The guy was just on the screen and they just blocked his face with a dang ad. Let me try to refresh it. This is the guy right here. Jacob Winsky, 26, faces 2 felony charges of making a terroristic threat. Now, he pretty much had a lot of threats online. And let me see if I can see some quotes. Yes, you can see right here. I know exactly where to bomb. I can't wait to be the valet for her escort. So it's just saying a couple of things like that. And I'm not at all condoning violence in general. I'm not condoning that whatsoever. I think, to be honest, the left and the right make it up, the political violence of it. They make it up because it's really just each other. They're hurting each other. They say crazy things about each other all the time, 24/7. But I don't condone any type of violence. However, the problem I have with this one specific situation is that everybody immediately went to Candace Owens and said, look what Candace caused. Look what's going on because of Candace. But then when you go to this guy's Facebook page, he's reposting other people that are making fun of Erika Kirk. It wasn't an original idea that he was the first person ever to make fun of Erika Kirk and not like her. He didn't like her. He made that well known. But he is not the only person that don't like her. I don't like her. I just choose not to take it that far. But the things that he's reposting on Facebook and all that, it's also of other people not liking her. But for some reason, they always link it to Candace Owens as if Candace Owens is the first person to say, hey, everybody don't like Erika. She was one of the last people to get on that train. But she's never once told people to go out and hurt her. If you look at that guy's Facebook page, outside of maybe not liking Erika Kirk, him and Candace probably disagree on everything. But for some reason, they continue to tie Candace to all of these different things. It's very interesting. And I've had this same take before. This is not going to be the last time. They are going to take this and run with it and probably go even further, which would be, I'm not going to say something actually happens, but something even more than this, just a threat online, something even more than this is going to happen. Somebody's actually going to come up with a manifesto. He left a manifesto and said, shout out to Candace Owens. It's going to somehow have Candace Owens written in there. So that way it's like undeniable. Look what Candace Owens did. Because nobody's buying the story right now. Nobody's buying the whole, oh, he was influenced by Candace Owens. It's like, bro, Candace Owens has never said everybody go out and do something to her. She's never said that. So you can't say because he don't like Candace Owens, it's influenced. I mean, because he don't like Erika Kirk, it's influenced by Candace Owens. No, a lot of people just don't like her. That's the reality of it. A lot. That's why y'all stopped the PR tour. A lot of people just don't like her. They just see straight through her. And not a lot of times, just because people don't like her doesn't mean they're a Democrat or a leftist, because that's also what they did. A crazy leftist trying to go after Erika. No, maybe he just don't like Erika Kirk in general. You don't have to be tied to any political party to not like somebody. But the biggest question I had was, where was this at UGA? Where was the same urgency? Now all of a sudden they got the guy, he's in jail. They checked his Facebook, they checked the digital footprint, they did all this stuff. But with UGA, they was able to say Erika's being threatened in an event where the vice president's at, and they never have anything come from that. It's you can't just continue to lie, bro. It's crazy. But we'll see. They have women's leadership coming up. What is going on? They have a leadership summit coming up, and we will see how that goes, because if Erika's in danger, that would mean every single woman on the panel is in danger. So not just her. So we'll see. Hopefully nothing happens, obviously, but we will see, because, as they push their feminism content that Charlie was so against, not that he was against like the women's leadership summit in general, because obviously they had it plenty of times, but Erika Kirk has went full-blown feminism. Full-blown. She's a full-blown feminist, and she always has been one. She just had to play her role with Charlie as the traditional wife until Charlie got out the way. Now, the bloodbath that's happening at this moment between Blake Neff and Candace Owens is absolutely insane. And I'm going to try to fill y'all in on everything that I can. And I really don't want to just read every little thing. I'm going to try to summarize it, because it's a lot. But I just want y'all to hear, really, is Blake's responses. So with Candace's, I might skim through it a little bit, or skim through it a little bit. But you definitely got to hear Blake's responses. So this all started with Candace Owens sharing this note, I guess, that was exposed by somebody. I seen this somewhere. I can't really recall where it came from. But basically, Candace Owens shares this tweet, and she says, sharing private letters from your dead husband for the express purpose of fundraising is a tasteless as it is classless. Oh, is as tasteless as it is classless. And I am without patience for those pretending otherwise. There is nothing beautiful about this. It is shameless emotional manipulation for money, made worse by the fact that these emails are not even authored by her. And I guess they're advertising something, but basically Erika's sent the email out to multiple people. Oh, this was yesterday. And it says, what I wouldn't give. Oh, and she must be advertising for the leadership summit, maybe the women's leadership summit. She says, what I wouldn't give for one more love letter from Charlie. One more handwritten note left beside my coffee before he rushed out the door. One more folded piece of paper on my pillow before he had an early flight. One more moment where he intentionally set aside the noise of the world just to remind me that I was loved. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of creepy. I don't want to know this. About this time last year, Charlie and I sat together on stage at the Women's Leadership Summit. Yeah, so I'm guessing this is that promo. Answering questions from young women about marriage, family, faith, raising children, and the kind of future they hope to have one day. Somewhere during that conversation, I mentioned the notes he would write to me. They were one of many quiet ways Charlie loved me. I shared that he would write them whenever he had a moment while he honored the Sabbath. He never missed one. Sometimes they were only a few sentences, but they carried such a deep reverence about them. He'd hand he'd hand me words that felt sacred. I saved every single one of those letters. And then here's one of the letters. Charlie knew how much those little notes meant to me, but I don't even want to keep on reading this. It's kind of just weird because it's promo. Looking back now, I think some of the moments that leave the deepest mark on your life are the ones you almost don't realize are sacred while you're living them. I'm gonna just pause a little bit so y'all can watch this or read this, screenshot it, whatever you want to do. But weird, right? It's just weird. Like, why are we promoting in that way, bro? I don't want to. I don't know, man. She's weird. We all know she is. I don't want to spend too much time on how weird she is because this is about Blake and Candace. So Candace posted that. Blake responded, but it was very interesting how he responded and what he said. He said, "Nobody has profiteered. I'm sorry. Nobody has profiteered. What? More off Charlie's death than you have, Candace. You share plenty of Charlie's private communications with you, but there are a few important differences. You are not Charlie's wife. Duh. Your messages tend to be from half a decade ago or more. I wonder why. You love referring to dates he went on and women he knew prior to Erika. There is very clearly no reason to do this except trying to humiliate. Oh my gosh, I am tripping tonight. Humiliate Erika. And you were doing even more before you started accusing her of helping murder Charlie. You do all of this to profit yourself. Yeah, Turning Point needs to raise money. Yeah, not 40 million, not $80 million, bro. And that's just the revenue they got last year. Right now, they've raised $500 million since Charlie died. Nobody needs that at a nonprofit. What are you talking about? Unless you want to lobby. Turning Point needs to raise money. It does that because it actually does things. It puts on multiple conferences a year. It organizes campus events and faith events. Turning Point Action employees, literally hundreds of people, ballet, blah, blah, blah. You never done anything remotely comparable, and you couldn't because you have neither the talent nor the selflessness to do it. All you have to do, I'm sorry, all you have is the narcissism to think that what Charlie built should have been handed over to you for free. I don't think Candace, for once, ever thought, man, I wish Charlie gave me Turning Point USA. I'm sorry, I just don't think she ever thought like that. Then Candace replies and says, the audacity. I know you ghostwrite for Erika part-time, so you're feeling personally attacked, but you are truly out of your mind to ever accuse anyone of making money off Charlie Kirk. Facts. You raised over $250 million. A quarter, I said $500 million. $250 million in Q4 of last year by shamelessly selling every piece of Charlie, inclusive of a recreated tent of his murder scene for selfies. Everything you share includes a donation link, and none of it is done in the spirit of trying to figure out who murdered Charlie Kirk. No, that part is of zero interest to you guys for some reason. You callous losers wanted the investigation over since Erika uttered, I forgive him. Remarkably, it seems the only item you're unwilling to, I need to start wearing my glasses, bro. The only item you're unwilling to prostitute to the public is the alleged video of Charlie handing over the reins of the company over to her, reversing course on every public statement he's ever uttered about women climbing the corporate ladder. Everyone in the world knows what you guys are about. You all have all of the DC lineup to protect you, and the world sees right through it. From the bottom of my heart, I want you to know something, Blake. You guys will not get away with what you've done to Charlie and his legacy. You will fast learn that money and all of DC's swamp and powerless in a match. What? You will learn fast. My fault. You will fast learn that money and all of DC's swamp are powerless in a match against truth. Here's the part that got me, though. Blake says, "Oh, the audacity. Your performative shtick may work on some people, but it won't work on me. Our show has amply covered the Tyler Robinson case from the beginning. We've talked about blah, blah, all the other stuff. Here's the part I want to focus on. You care about who killed Charlie in exactly one way. You want the person who did it to go free because you enjoy the idea of tormenting Charlie's family and friends with that. You enjoy the thought. You enjoy that thought because deep down you clearly hated Charlie. You hated him for being better than you, for creating what you could never create yourself, for loving someone else more than he loved you, and for not handing his life's work over to you upon his death. You know, I didn't I didn't think when I saw X rumors and people on X trolling being like, Candace just wished she was Erica. I said, they're just trolls, right? I didn't think Turning Point USA was actually going to take that talking point and spew it to their audience and say Candace Owens is upset that Charlie loves Erica more than her. Is this middle school, bro? I would hope so. They're married. They were married. I would hope so. Also, Candace has a husband and children. I'm pretty sure she's not sitting around the house saying, I wish Charlie married me. Why would she be jealous of Erika Kirk when Charlie's dead? I think she, what I mean, it's an unfortunate situation, obviously, but I don't think she wishes that she was a widow. That, oh my gosh, man. It's just weird how these people just say stuff like they don't mean anything. And it's like, you hated Charlie. And it's like, no, she didn't. Yeah, you did. Okay, are we actually gonna have a conversation, or am I talking to my 3-year-old toddler? I didn't hate him. Come up with something else. Okay. I'm not jealous of Erika because I told Charlie that Erika was great for him when I'm talking for Candace. When Charlie introduced Erika to Candace, Candace said, that's a great person for you. She was happy for Charlie. Candace had a boyfriend at the time. Candace friend zoned Charlie because she had to text Charlie's first fling for him. So she always said Charlie was like a little brother. And for some reason, you got these people going around saying Candace is just so jealous of Erika. She wished Charlie married her. What? What's up with, look, first off, now that they're older, it makes a little bit more sense. But Candace is older as well. So I'm thinking she probably wasn't like, oh, I want this young kid. Because that's what Erika did. I want this young virgin. Let's not forget that. I want this young virgin that's so inexperienced with women. Because that's what Candace would have had to do. Instead, she actually looked at him like a little brother, which is more realistic versus Erika swooping in after having a roster of athletes at 30 years old, 29, 30 years old, and saying, oh, look at that 24-year-old virgin that has no experience with women at all. You know what? I want him. No, that's pretty weird. Pretty weird. So I just don't really understand the talking point of Candace is so jealous of Erika Kirk. She really wanted Charlie to marry her when she's married with multiple kids. She's fine. She's fine. I wish y'all would grow up a little bit and have a conversation. You spent 4 paragraphs typing to Candace on some BS middle school stuff. Just take 1 paragraph. Matter of fact, don't even drop a paragraph. Just drop the video of Charlie appointing Erika Kirk as CEO. Use a paragraph to debunk claims about y'all and Erika. But instead, y'all, they go through this middle school type conversation of accusing somebody, falsely accusing somebody, and it's the dumbest argument ever. It's not like some type of accusation. It's literally like, you hated Charlie. Candace is like, I know I didn't. Yes, you did. I just said I didn't. So like, where do we go from here? Are you just gonna continue to say, no, yes, I did? Like, what do we do from here? Because saying you hate it, I just want to put it up one more time. Blake saying you care about who killed Charlie in exactly one way. You want the person who did it to go free because you enjoy the idea of tormenting Charlie's family. Now, I think it's a little bit more than that. It's probably because he didn't pull the trigger. So no, I don't think anybody wants him to go to jail for pulling the trigger. I think that's a great start. And if that means he gets off, so be it. He didn't pull the trigger. That's justice for you. Now let's actually go get the person that pulled the trigger. But that goes to Candace's point. Y'all don't really care about that. Then he says, you want the person who did to go free because you enjoy the idea of tormenting Charlie's family, which is weird. You enjoy that thought because deep down, you clearly hated Charlie. You hated him for being better than you, for creating what you can never create yourself. Let's just be very clear here. I love Charlie. I love his content. His intentions were great, but the millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars came from somebody looking at him as some type of pawn. They used him. So the millions, the hundreds of millions of dollars that came in was partially Charlie. Majority was the dark forces and energy that was hijacking his company slowly. He didn't build all of that. They used him. What Candace has at the moment, and I'm not comparing it to saying that Candace is better than Charlie, but Candace is not taking money from another country, millions of it. So, yes, Charlie did build Turning Point to where it's at. But to say that Candace hated Charlie because he created something that she could never create, when most of the time they worked together for a long time before Blake even came in the picture. She was the one that walked away, right? Her and Charlie just disagreed on things and she parted ways. And then the donors solidified it and made sure Charlie stayed away from Candace. And in Charlie's final text before he died, one of his final texts before he died, he wanted to bring Candace back. I don't think that's a good argument. The fact that the now dead man, said that he wanted to bring Candace back. It sounds like he was missing her for a while. And then he says, for loving someone else more than he loved you. I mean, it's just childish at this point. She's married with kids, bro. Just grow up a little bit. That's all. Grow up a little bit. And the last sentence, but above all, you hated him simply for being clearly more beloved than you will ever be. Someone as narcissistic as yourself can't handle that kind of ego blow. And so all you can do is try to destroy something, destroy everything he did after the fact. When ironically, Blake, Turning Point USA, Erika, everybody involved right now is destroying everything that Charlie built right now. After the fact, they're the ones doing it. The gaslighting is crazy, but I don't know, man. Let me know what y'all think. I know this was a lot to take in, probably one of the longest videos. But let me know what y'all think. Drop in the comments what y'all think on all of the on this Candace and Blake thing, on everything, man. It's getting crazy. But I think we striking a lot of nerves. So I think we should continue doing that because they're gonna crack soon. Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the sub button as well. We're on the road to 22K. I appreciate all the support along the way. Don't forget to drop your state as well. And I will see y'all on the next one.